let's see what this is. Some documents and other things are important. Important clues can be found in documents and relics. What, have we turned Tomb Raider into Resident Evil? I gotta go through a house and unlock new stuff. I like Resident Evil puzzles. They make absolutely no sense. I don't know why there are puzzles in those places. Like, they'd be a common place, like a house, a country house in Louisiana or something. But then you'd have puzzles that are unlocked by shadow shapes.
Final notice.
Doesn't make any sense.
Croft, a current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
Lara, it is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor, somewhere. Dad's safe.
And you've never thought to look before? You're just like, alright, Mom disappeared. Alright.
Needs a combination.
And now suddenly, you're like, I gotta goddamn look for her to save my...
the forgotten cities of northern Syria.
Now I gotta suddenly go find what happened to my mom.
He was closer than he knew to finding the Prophet's tomb.
But I found it. That old man. Damn old man will never find it.
Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research.
That is a thick book.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. I see but polite grace from Mother, indifference and disinterest from Father, and thinly veiled contempt from Atlas. Of course they don't approve. To them, Lord Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway.
Oh.
One might think they would be happy that I was being courted by a genuine Lord of the Realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once great family. But there's nothing to be done now. Watching how Richard dealt with their subtle insults and disrespect, such grace and calm. I know he did it for me. I think I'm falling in love with this man.
I hope so. You were getting married.
I cannot live the life she imagined for me. My time with Richard has only made this clearer.
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes. I'm glad she did.
Yeah, because you were born out of it. Excuse me, chair. Out of the way, please.
My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing.
Okay.
That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good.
The treasure of the ancients, yes. I don't know if she was being sarcastic there, I couldn't really tell.
Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL. Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad.
What's UCL? Is that American?
Well, this is a hell of a thing. I met someone tonight quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library, Amelia. And apparently she's been studying right next to me. Art history, of all things. I shared some of my research against my better judgment, but I wanted to see how she would respond. And she did not disappoint. I felt as if I was suddenly engaged in a mental game of chess, moving and counter-moving in argument. At one point, that poor old librarian had to shush us as if we were children. I feel so foolish for not having noticed her earlier. She's a brilliant woman who's challenged my ideas for the first time in memory. In truth, I don't know if she's feeling as exhilarated as I am right now, but I dare say our conversation was mutually stimulating.
What, was 8 seconds not
in a
long
long
enough?
time, I find myself thinking about something else besides my research. I hope she returns for another round tomorrow.
Maybe I'll make it to 9. Was that him? That was him in his college days, of course. But did he have a lisp? Of course he did.
My parents
UCL is in London.
challenging each other from the start.
Dink, 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 dink. Ooh, can I open that?
A picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses, but the color was nice.
Of course you don't like wearing dresses.
This is probably my grandfather Benjamin.
Why does he have a bust of himself? Has anyone gotten a bust of themselves in the past 100 years?
One of Dad's Yoruba
Ooh.
masks. A gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
I don't get the point of masks that you can't see through. Or at least breathe through. Why? Well, what? You just put it on? Is it on your head? You don't like put it over your eyes or your face, you just put it over your head. Alright, let's go.
The door to the library.
It's gonna be locked.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It
Oh,
shows
wow.
a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Servants? What? You got a bunch of servants?
Locked. There's got to be another way through.
Yeah, probably has
I
something
can
to
get
do with the
library
servants'
through the old
passages.
servants' corridor. Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always loved looking at these.
It's an unk.
Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expeditions to Egypt.
That is beautiful. Nice and shiny. Oh, is it a case? I don't see any hinges. Alright, we're still exploring though. Nothing. Okay.
Hi, Dad. I've been thinking about Mum lately.
I don't
wish I
care.
knew more about her. How did you meet? What was she like?
Well, now you know.
Winston told me that she was a brilliant artist. Are some of her paintings locked up in the West Wing? And I guess I just want to know, did she love me, Dad? Did she ever say
No.
that she did? Maybe I'm just being silly, but will you tell me more about her the next time I'm home from school?
What, did you go to a boarding school? 'Cause that doesn't sound like college. College lore. Solaria? Or whatever his name is?
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, you won't be borrowing your sword this time.
Or is it Solaris? What is his name? Solaire. Praise the sun.
The Grand Hall. Always loved playing in here as a kid. This will be one of the first things to fix.
If
The
you can
phoenix
find something.
figurine. I bet this appealed to Dad's idea of immortality, of rising from the ashes and being born anew.
Yep, sounds exhausting. Bum 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 bum. Ooh, are we gonna find a gun part? Yeah, master key. Oh my god. Maybe there is actually a gun part.
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see.
We've been through this.
Don't scare
What's
me.
Mum's room in here?
Just stay out of there, darling.
Locked. Need a key to open this.
Yeah, probably a master key or something.
Dad was always so protective of the West Wing.
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady.
My
You've
lady.
the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
Yep. It's good, good, tips. Good tip. That's what I meant to say.
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip.
Oh, it's a flashlight. Kinda looks like a scope, then it also looks like a telescope part. And it kinda looks like a... Oh, I forget what else I was gonna say. This place is a mess.
Hey Jonah, sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the manor. A lot has happened and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after everything that's happened, maybe I can find out what it still means to me. If it's worth fighting him for. I'll let you know how things worked out when I'm back in London.
She sounds so... meh. So over it.
Should be able to explore the dark now.
I mean, you can do that without it, but it's harder. Can you look at it? Thank you.
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts.
Ouroboros?
I think Roth bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
Oh, yum, 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 yum. That's a cool ring. Maybe he just had to eat himself if he wanted to be immortal.
Not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
Well, it's not always that easy. Up, 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 up. Dum, dum, dum.
Amelia, the news has reached Mother. She knows that you broke off your engagement with the Earl of Farringdon. She is beside herself with worry.
With what?
For the moment, she's controlling the narrative.
That's
As
good.
far as anyone
I
knows,
think.
you're just having innocent second thoughts. But the moment your affair with Lord Croft goes public, it will be too late. Our name will be as ruined as this man you've chosen to bed. Don't you see that you're being selfish, Amelia? Please,
Oh, she's really
consider
not.
your family. You're a de Mornay. Everything you do has a greater effect on us all. I'm coming down to London soon. Don't do
London
anything
soon.
rash until we have a chance to talk.
Talk. The De Mornay seem awful. Terrible people. Pretty basic people, actually, I'm gonna be honest. What are you expecting to find down here, Laura? Why are you so scared?
Falling apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
And then when he fixes up the place, you go,
They say
bam!
a good
I
test
was in
of a
the will all
relationship
along.
is how well you travel together. Well, I'd say Amelia and I have passed that test with flying colors. Indeed, these last few months in Egypt have been nothing short of extraordinary. She and Roth get on like old uni chums. In fact, the two have spent more than a few nights drinking and playing cards into the wee hours. Despite her decidedly proper upbringing, Amelia's taken to roughing it more than I ever have. She fits in and connects with the local populace with such amazing empathy. Because of her, I've had a bit of an unexpected breakthrough in my research. She managed to convince an artifact dealer in Old Town
Laura,
to sell
maybe
me
you're
a
Roth's
magnificent
son.
and quite
There we go.
unusual Tibetan scroll. From what I can tell, it seems to contain details surrounding an immortality ritual of some sort. I think it's time for me to take the next step with Amelia. In fact, I don't think I can wait any longer. I will ask for her hand tomorrow in the bright Egyptian sun amidst the dust and ruins.
I'm not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
It is dark. I want to use my map, but I don't really feel like pulling it out. Rats. Like literally.
Amelia, I know we have had our differences in recent years. I've tried my best to keep an open mind about your relationship with Richard, but I just can't let you go on this ill-conceived expedition without saying my piece. You say Richard's theories have merit. You say that he may have actually stumbled upon some mythic, unknown truth, but I have seen nothing to support such claims. And while your word may have been enough in times past, I cannot let you squander away what remains of your name and reputation, and that of our family, truth be told, on some damned foolish crusade. I intend to go to Richard's investors and let them know exactly how he's spending their money, but I want to give you a chance to put a stop to this yourself. Please, don't go to Tibet. If not for me, at least for Lara.
Wait, is that where they died, right? Tibet? I think I do remember that happening. Yeah.
Still just as creepy as I remember.
It's just a wine cellar. With a few rats, yes, but wine cellar nonetheless.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on a successful expedition and in good health. Before I bore you with estate affairs, I wanted to let you know that our little angel has been into some mischief. As always, I indulged her in our usual game of chess. Over the course of the game, she broached the subject of her mother. She's having trouble remembering her now, and wanted to enter her ladyship's atelier, which you sealed off, to play on her mother's piano. It enraged her when she wasn't allowed to go in, of course. For someone so young, she has such strong emotions. Later in the day, she set a trap for me in the walk-in freezer, of all places. Before I knew what was happening, I found myself locked inside. Mrs. Sheffield discovered me an hour later, shivering and somewhat peeved. It took us an additional hour to find Lara in the grounds. I know all her hiding places, of course, but this time she really did not want to be found. Call it years of observation, but I can tell when she's out of sorts. My lord, if I may be so bold, she misses you fiercely. She is lonely for her father. Please consider a call as soon as you are able.
I always love the butlers. The butlers are the best characters all the
Poor
time.
Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me.
Alfred, best
King to
character.
Queen 1. I'm going to win this time, Winston.
No.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything.
It is.
Queen to king's bishop 6. Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't
that's also
rush
true.
to victory. Bishop to king 7.
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't even see that.
You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Oh, I am going to win. Someday.
I never did win.
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him.
Of course. You're gonna look at it and it's gonna be revealed that he was cheating.
I always chose white. Maybe if I let him go first once in a while, I might have won.
Maybe. Maybe you should be nicer to your butlers and servants. They're just trying to live their lives, man.
I'm at a crossroads now. Good lord, that's such a cliche. But there's truth in it. 2 roads before me. Both present joy and compromise. A life with Richard, adventure, intellectual pursuit, perhaps a new family. But also a man obsessed with something I cannot understand. Or a life of obligation, upholding the de Mornay name, embracing our traditions, not losing the family that raised me. Oh, this really is a rubbish choice.
Rubbish choice.
I don't want to lose them, but I love the life I've started to build with Richard. He comes with his own difficulties, but I can accept them. Will it be enough?
Nope.
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping
Really?
it secret. She's
Oh.
obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts, so she'll be delighted with what Lord Croft has come up with. This will be good for her. She's been acting up of late, but I know she's just craving more of her father's attention. He's been so buried in his research. It'll be a nice moment for the two of them to reconnect. And I do believe he needs it as much as she does.
Alright. Get to learn about the rich life of the Crofts. So when did Croft disgrace his family name? Because it seems like they did it. It's okay. Calm down, orchestra. It wasn't that hard. Because it seemed like he disgraced it before. No, actually, I'm positive.
A bottle of wine. I can still smell his favorite Bordeaux.
I'm almost positive that he disgraced the name before he got married to Amelia. And he was barely out of college.
Dad, this is it. The basement of despair.
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there. See the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The Keepers of Knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on.
Bum, 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 bum. It's still going? They never took it down? I'm really confused about the timeline of the Crofts. Anything here? I don't want to miss anything. I'm gonna miss everything. Yeah, I doubt there's gonna be anything down here, but you can never be too sure, you know? Infinity. Oh, the tripwire
traps Winston made for my birthday expedition.
didn't catch me once.
Winston used my hair ribbons to make this. He and Dad put a lot of work into this birthday surprise.
Bang. Well, you did say it was one of your best birthdays.
Water damage from the main hall above.
God damn, this place sucks. I saw something.
My stuffed bear. I couldn't have a tomb without a mummy.
Oh, there we go. I was like, nope, that just seems to be a pad. It's not even a pad. It's a coffin. There's your bear, though. I thought it was like a squishy pad, and then she called it a bear for some reason. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, are we playing Dead by Daylight now? Does look like a Dead by Daylight map, kind of.
Adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights. There's a missing page.
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and walked right out of here, and I didn't even notice. Like those days in the Oxford Library before we even met. I just had my nose in a book, lost in my own world. I am such a fool. I have let my obsession with this damned ritual of long life rule my better judgment for far too long, and it may already be too late. How could I have not seen this coming? I've made this mistake over and over, always putting my research before my personal life. But it's never hurt like this before. I simply cannot live without her. If I have to give up this accursed quest that has plagued me for so long, then so be it. I am going after her, right now, tonight.
Tonight. We not gonna find the second page? It's probably gonna show a secret floor. And we're gonna find a bunch of dead bodies.
Okay, Dad's ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe.
Oh, this place is massive.
This music is familiar. It's beautiful.
Oh. Alright, well, we'll use it eventually, I guess.
I always accepted that Richard's rather unorthodox research was just something I had to live with. But this time, the thrill of discovery has taken hold of me. I never imagined I could be drawn in this way. Richard cabled to tell me he's found the monastery. The symbol we deciphered in the scroll was the key to its location. I don't know if I honestly believe that this will lead to the fabled elixir of life, but I can't help but feel that a great secret awaits us there. My brother was threatening to shut down the expedition, but I managed to talk him down for the time being. Now I am going to meet Richard. I would bring Lara if I could, but she's still too young. She'll be in good hands with Winston, and when we return, her parents might just be a bit more famous.
More famous. Ooh. Humble brag. Oh no. Solaire.
It appears Sir Reginald's helmet fell off. Or didn't I put it back properly?
Well, where is it? Put it back.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought. I assumed it was just a tourist scam, but it actually works. Turns out it requires
Invisible
a very
ink isn't-
specific kind of vellum and a heat source to illuminate the ink after it's
Alright,
dried.
that's a little
It could prove
different.
a nice challenge for Lara to puzzle out.
I was about to say, invisible ink isn't anything too special. I'm sure I could go to the dollar store and buy some.
One of
Probably.
Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find.
What cakes? Jaffa cakes? Huh? Next to William Blake. Okay.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Uh-huh.
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where did I see this image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Why, yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness,
Ahmed
you've been
Ra.
paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
No.
That and more, my
Go to
darling
sleep.
girl.
This was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs. It's me back. Those were good times. The best times.
And then he shot himself. Just kidding. Anna shot himself.
I've reached the monastery. As Roth predicted, it was hidden deep in the Himalayas. And now that I'm standing on these high stone walls, I am overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the mountains that surround me. It is simply breathtaking. But what adds to their spiritual majesty is the truth of this place. The monks welcomed me, as is their way, but they seemed to expect me. They must have known someone like me would eventually come seeking answers. I know this is the place. They've conducted the ritual before. I have seen the evidence, the distinctive symbols carved into the floors, the art displayed on the inner chamber's walls. They've created the elixir before, and they will again if I can convince them. I sent Amelia a message straight away. I want her by my side for this discovery.
Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life?
I mean, he did just say that, didn't he? What is this? Oh, I want the dinosaur.
This is my handiwork. I used to love drawing pictures of tigers.
Why tigers?
Spent so many hours in here, reading, dreaming of my own adventures.
Oh. Excuse me.
God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure. My favorite painting by Amelia. The day of our wedding anniversary.
Would never have written down the combination, but it looks like he left himself clues to the numbers. Expedition treasure. Favorite painting by Amelia. And day of our wedding anniversary.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here. Took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time.
I think it kind of messed with your head. That's why you're the way you are. I'm sorry. I'm pulling it. Yeah. Quite the tumble. See, I feel like most people would be like, oh, I gotta push it so I can get in. No, I'm too smart for that. I'm too smart. Master key, I don't have that yet.
Except for the image of a key. I remember this map now. It leads to the master key, but we made it with a special kind of invisible ink.
Yeah, we read about
Only
it.
be seen with the heat of a fire.
There's so many
I
locked
think I
doors
stashed
here.
one of Winston's master keys in here when I was a kid.
Well, lucky me.
Dad's lighter. I don't
Oh.
remember him ever using it though.
Never mind. Looks like a tiny Sanji one.
The Croft family crest and initials
BC.
I wonder if this belonged to my grandfather.
Probably did. Great, I can smoke now.
Okay, should be able to light the fireplace now. This should help me read the map. I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase. X marks the spot, as they say.
I thought I saw a ladder. I do. I did. Can't climb it though. Because the bottom rung is broken. No? 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 Oh. Oh my lord.
The master key. This should get me into the West Wing.
Corrupt.
Alright, this should open most rooms in the manor, including the Forbidden West Wing.
Dun dun dun. Ooh. Alright, well I'm gonna end it here then for now, because this has been going longer than I expected it would. So thanks for joining me, have a wonderful day.